Whew, wish me luck with this one, guys. Hey guys, Vaping Vick here, back with a vlog number 49, if you're counting the vlogs in numerical order. 49th vlog. What should we do for the 50th vlog? Put in the comments, see what you come up with. It's a sort of a semi-expo vlog. I've just got back from Expo, so this is my thoughts. I'll put some pictures up of the event as well whilst I'm talking. Pictures of things I saw, people I saw, and yeah, general pictures of the expo. Yeah, so they'll be popping up while talking about Expo. Also going to do a giveaway. Going to show you what's coming up. Going to show you a few tidbits of things. Yes, I don't have any notes. This is straight off the a la carte menu of vlogging. What am I vaping on? When I go to expos, I always have a setup I use on the couple of days leading up to the expo, and it's all clean and pristine and perfect for that couple of days. And then when I come back, that's the one I use when, you know, while I'm still sorting out the gear that I took. And that one on this occasion is the Flask SX with the Hurricane Junior and Ice Cream Man from Just Add Nick inside it. So yeah, so this is my my recovery setup. Huge Flask fan. I think these are amazing. Only negative is they only fit 22mm. Atties on top, but battery life incredible. Ergonomic, I love them. I love the Flasks. And the SX one is just top of the line in my opinion. They do a 167 one now though. Anyway, so that is what I'm vaping on, kind of. But I'll show you some other stuff too. I'll do the comments towards the end, because then I'll know how much time I've got after talking about Expo. So, went to Expo, Birmingham, NEC. The NEC was excellent in terms of its organisation, security, all that sort of stuff. Security was heightened, of course, because of the terrible events in Manchester. So there was several bag checks on the Friday. I think I had my bag checked 6 times in total. So they were very, very efficient in that respect. And yeah, it's all signposted all the way around where to go. You know, the whole event. There's people in the event, stewards in the actual hall. Everything was great. Everything was cool. All the stands were done. There was a map if you needed it. Everything. When you got in there, it was huge. It was huge. I don't know if there were more or less vendors than the one exactly this time last year, but it was in one huge big straight hall this time. So when you looked from the beginning to the end, it was just a humongous place, whereas before it was like an L shape, so it wasn't psychologically as daunting to maneuver around. So yeah, it was just absolutely Macca. This is what we would have said at school. It was huge. And there was after 3 days. I really didn't do the Sunday, but after 3 days, 2 full days, I still didn't see all the stands I was supposed to go and see. I was supposed to go see EH Pro, couldn't find them. I was looking for the Fogstar stand. Where was the Fogstar stand? People saw it, but I could not find it. So there's loads. So apologies to anyone watching this who was expecting to see me and didn't. One stand I did go to was the Dinner Ladies stand. They have a new line of juice on top of their Dinner Ladies juice. They have, I think it's like Dinner Ladies Holiday or something like that. I wasn't super impressed. By their new flavours, to be honest. Bang average, if that. But yeah, went to see their new flavours and stuff. Went to see their stand. Saw some cool new stuff from Tesla. They've got 2 very interesting looking things coming out, and they've improved so much. So proud of them in a way. They've improved their game so much, and hopefully I get my hands on the 2 new things that are coming, because they're really exciting. I think they smashed it with that 120 Nano. you know, with the on-off switch. I love that mod. I'm a big fan of the 2/3. I know not everyone is, but that is right up my street. Variable voltage is my bag. So yeah, I'm loving the 2/3, and then they've got these two very interesting mods coming out. Hopefully a picture of them will be flashing up, certainly on my Instagram. If you find at VapingV1CK on Instagram, you'll see the picture of the new stuff from Tesla, so check that out if you don't catch it popping up here. Yeah, so those are exciting. AS Vape, As Vape, Awesome Vape. They're their three names. They, again, there should be a picture on my Instagram at some point. They have got some beautiful mods. You know, like I said in the recent video for the Cobra, you know, it's not TPD compliant, not TRPR compliant tank, but it's very well made, and they've got some really exciting stuff on the way. Their mods look amazing. Got to get those mods over here at some point. I know they said they were going to send some to Todd, and they might send some to me, so we'll see, hopefully. But the mods look fantastic, really nice mods. So yeah, they're ones to watch, in my opinion, those guys. What else did I see? What else did I see? I saw various non-compliant stuff. I saw some big bottles that didn't look, mind you, I didn't pay much attention, and I saw some tanks that I don't believe are registered. There's a very popular RDA for sale that I'm pretty sure isn't registered with the TRPR, but you know, it was so close to the deadline, wasn't it? This event was literally the weekend after the deadline, so I'm hoping that everyone's a bit relaxed about that. It's going to take us a little while to recover from these very grey legislative regulations, you know, so it's going to take time. Overall, you know, it's the move has definitely gone to 2mm tanks and 10mm bottles, you know, and nick shots as well. The nick shot scene is buzzing. Speaking of which, I got to try at the TYV stand. I managed to pick up some more fuzz. I've said it a million times probably already. I can't go back to other cottons now. Fuzz is my favourite cotton. By miles. I just like to work with it. It's like cotton candy but brushed, and it's just a dream. But they have a new flavour in nick shot form, so it comes with 0 and you get a nick shot with it. This is a Boston Bad Boy, and it's a Boston cream flavour. Very nice indeed. It's part of their Shek It line, because you put your nick in and shek it. Yeah, and I really like that, and I was vaping that at the event, and really nice and tasty. Very, very good indeed. He makes good juice. That's why TYV are knocking it out of the park, and have been for years now, because they make good juice. Also available through TYV is Atty Boy. Now this is the Rogue mod, people. This is their juice, and they've sort of relaunched it, if you like, because the juice actually came before the mechs, but following the success of the mech, they've sort of brought this back again, and this one is Vengeance. This particular one is Vengeance. There's 4, I think, but this particular one is Vengeance, and it's a custard-esque flavour, and I love it. I really like this one. The others weren't super to my taste, although I could tell that they were nice juices, but this one is very much to my taste, and I do really like it. So check out the Yorkshire Vapor if you're interested in those. Yeah, so good to catch up with TYV, because I don't get over to their shop as much as I used to, and yeah, it's great that they're doing all these TPD compliant, TRPR compliant 10mm bottles, ranges, and they're also doing the nick shots, so they're suiting everyone. You know, they've got all these options for everyone. Also, what else do I say? Oh, I'll tell you what as well, they've updated the Rogue mech. It doesn't have the spongy spring thing anymore on the fire button, you know, that like dampening thing. Apparently that was the only part in the mech from China, and they wanted a completely American mech, so it's now a really strong metal spring, I believe. That's interesting. What other bits and pieces do I need to tell you? Overall, the event was very garish. It was very loud. Very loud, very scantily clad salespeople around everywhere. Lots of naked people, very loud, very cloudy, very dark. I didn't want to film in there at all, to be honest, so that's why I don't have any proper footage. The only real footage I got was John from the Ideal Home Show in a dress for charity, which is good. I hope there's some pictures coming up of that. So yeah, so there was John from the Ideal Home Show in a dress, but he had the most appropriate dress on, in a way. You know, it wasn't too revealing, which was nice. You know, called me an old fuddy-duddy, but I'm married, and I don't need it. I don't need to see all that. I don't really don't like that sort of music, and it is what it is. It is what it is. If it's making the majority happy, then right on. But yeah, if I was doing an exhibition or a vape event, it would be so different. It would be so different. But it didn't stop everyone having a good time. It didn't stop me having a good time. That's for sure. Speaking of which, obviously, thank you to everyone who stopped and said hi. Thank you to all the regular Ohmies, you know, all the people that we always hang out with, you know, Todd, Mark Todd, all the people. Oh, I can't name everyone now, but, you know, Chris Scott, thanks to Chris Scott for organising the meal on the Saturday and all that. It was cool that the Craving Vapor lot came with us as well. It was cool. So the dinners was good. The pubs was nice. The weather was great. The social aspect, as always, was spot on, perfect, excellent. Had a brilliant time, and it's thanks to all those guys. You know, Andy, everyone that came, Matt, everyone. So yeah, so great to catch up with everyone. Inky, Dean. Good to catch up with everyone, and great times. Good times. What else do I need to say specifically about any of that? I don't know. Oh, EH Pro. I didn't go to see their stand, but I've been talking to them. They've got a really funky new thing coming that I'll cover in the next vlog probably. There is that. Oh, and if you're hanging around because of the thumbnail, it's coming. It's coming. We're talking about this. Don't worry. So that's it in a nutshell. There was a few things that came off the back of it though. Rick. Let's do it in this order. Eddie May from Darwin. He makes mods. He gave me this. What a lovely, lovely man. This is a squonker. A 3D printed squonker. You press that there if you want more juice in your RDA. Just what I needed. I was actually looking at the event for some kind of squonker, and this is some kind of squonker. I've got the Pulse RDA on here. This is next for review. I've already got all the footage. I just need to edit it all together and publish it and stuff. This is the Pulse RDA from Vape. Very interesting indeed. They've done a lot of good stuff with this RDA. But this is the mod. Look at this mod. So it was I think it was originally a 3D printed battery case, and I think the idea just came to turn it into a mod. Look at this. It separates down the middle, and you've got your bottle there, and you've got your battery in here, and it's a 18650 mech squonker. They've been out a little while actually. It's really cool. I'm really impressed with it. It squonks really well. And it's got a really cool fire button, like a hair trigger fire button. Just need to get the right build in this Vape now to get it firing. So it's a big meaty coil that I did for the review for some reason. Yeah, so squonk, nice. I've got a nice little squonker at last, which is good times. So stay tuned for the Pulse. That's next. Speaking of which, though, speaking of this old squonking game, Rick from modmaker.co.uk gave me this. What's this? This is a refill bottle for squonkers. Yeah, right. Okay, so what you do is you unscrew this here, and then this attaches. Sorry, the light's going crazy here. And this attaches to your 510. And so you turn your mod upside down, you screw this on, and you squeeze this bottle. You squeeze the bottle, and the juice goes from this bottle into your squonking bottle. So if you've got one of these squonkers that's very tricky to get the bottle out and it's a right faff and it's a messy job, you just get one of these and you refill it like this. You do it this way round and it takes the air out. It's a tube in here. Can you see the tube inside the bottle? It takes the air out and replaces it with the juice. And it's an absolute dream. These will be on the ModMaker website next week. So if you're a squonker, this is just and even it's just great because you just chuck this in your bag and you've got as much juice as you will need for wherever you are going. And yeah, just mess-free refilling of your stuff. So yeah, big thanks to Eddie for this. Link in the description to the Darwin Facebook page and group and all that stuff, and if you're interested in this kind of thing and all the beautiful wooden mods he's made and all that sort of stuff, then follow the link in the description to this. Chuffed with this, genuinely this is made my expo did this, so really super chuffed with that. Yes, thank you very much indeed. What's next? Is that the bits I had to show you? I think so. 17 minutes in, right? So that's the thing. Okay, so things coming up for review. This is coming up for review. This according to Mr. Rip Trippers, is the best RTA of 2017 so far. This is the Azeroth RTA from Coil Art. Vapes like this. Quite the cloudy thing. The reason it is so cloudy, if I can be so bold as to unscrew this base, the reason it is so cloudy is it's got 3 coils going on. Look at that. Look at that. It's got a 3-coil deck, and it also has a 2-coil velocity deck as well, if you're feeling more sensible. So that's a thing. I don't want to say too much. I would say that in true Coil Art style, it is very well made, very well put together, and very well thought out. I do have pros and cons for it though, so do stay tuned for that review if you can. That would be great. I really should have already reviewed this, but I haven't yet. This is the Athlon 25 Mini from UD Tech. That's those 3 names. That's the 3 names of them. Yes, this is the Athlon 25 Mini. Now, it's 25mm wide, and it's very tall, but it's the Mini. The reason it's the Mini is it's actually a 2mm tank, but you can buy separately an extension, which is this bit here. It's an extension that takes it up to 4.5mm or something like that, and that's why it looks even longer than that here, because I've got that extension on. It's a sub tank. It's following on from the Athlon 25. It's a 2mm version, presumably to help with the European regulations. And yes, it's an interesting sub tank. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Yeah, so that's coming up. Interesting. This, everything's gonna have an extension tank and all this sort of stuff now. There's some interesting stuff with the coils in this. It vapes so got a very interesting vape to it as well. So do stay tuned for that. Looking down my list, I've still got this mech. I don't know what I'm going to do about reviewing of this mech. I'm definitely going to do the RDA because I love the RDA, but I've had a lot of trouble with this mech, and I don't know if it's helpful to anyone to share my experience of it really or not. I really don't know what I'm going to do about that mech, because it would have been fantastic if it hadn't come not working. But the RDA is fantastic, so I'm definitely doing something in the way of a video towards that. The serpent, bottom feeding serpent, the Serpent BF. Look at that on my Pico Squeeze. Serpent BF on my Pico Squeeze. Very, very interesting RDA from Watofo. Bottom feeding, of course. Has a very interesting way of doing the whole deck situation. So you've got this cup here, and look at that, it's just a cup, and that's the bottom of the entire thing. And then you've got this, which is your deck. Come on. It's quite a fiddle, the whole thing's quite a fiddle, I'm going to tell you right now. So then you've got the deck, and that's in single coil mode, and you can do it in dual coil mode, which is quite unusual for a Serpent product. But yes, so it's single coil. I've just got to put this in the right way around now, and you just drop it in like that, and you poke the 510 back through, and then you've got this quite simply hellish top cap. Let me just try and spin this to line it back up. You've got this hellish top cap, which doesn't come off of its own volition, and then it's back together like that. So very reduced, very potentially flavoursome bottom feeding RDA, and now my hands are juicy AF. So that's coming up real soon. Real soon is that Serpent one. So stay tuned for that as well if you can. And then let's talk about it. The Exoskeleton from Wismec. What do you make of those apples? Look at the state of this. Look at it. It's got a spinner with it. Comes with a fidget spinner. Oh my goodness. This is Rail Cracker. This is Rail Cracker from Just and Nick as well. This is Rail Cracker. It's delicious. It's like a biscuit. Like a biscuit flavour. Really nice. Really like that. The tank's very interesting as well as weird looking as the whole thing is. The tank's quite interesting as well because it's almost like it is a sub tank, but it's actually got what basically is an RTA base. It's just that they build the coils, not you. So it's a very interesting tank as well. What is this? This is the Wismec Exoskeleton ES300 300 watt mod, 3 batteries, hence the shape here. Your screen is at the top here. You got your light show on here as well. The actual, if you look beyond the cage, the whole thing is kind of see-through. You can see my batteries there, you can see the board and stuff. It's all kind of see-through, and it's in this exoskeleton. If we're getting technical, it's not an exoskeleton because it's not integrally part of the actual skeleton of the mod. But yes, so it's got this cage on it, and I presume the idea of the cage is to make this an incredibly strong mod, mod in terms of you can drop it, you can accidentally drop it, you can accidentally drive over it in a lorry, and it will be fine. I'm not sure if that's true though, you know, because if you look at the cage, it runs out here. So and this is plastic. So if it dropped on there, I'm assuming completely smashes to smithereens. Also, you know, as nice as this cage is on this tank, 510s, you know, are very brittle, for want of a better word. And so if it ever fell in a way that banged the tank, you're still going to snap that 510. So I don't know how strong it's going to be from that respect. And also, the cage is held on by 1, 2, 3 screws, which means when an impact does happen on the cage, you're putting all the pressure of the impact into 3 very specific points. You know, have you ever seen like a safe cracking film, like a bank robbing film, where they do 3 little holes in like a rock solid steel door, and then they blow it through those 3 points because they're putting, I don't know, but do you know what I mean? So they're putting all the pressure through those 3 points. So actually what the mod will do when it's dropped will be very interesting, and in the review Oh yes, we are dropping this mod. We are dropping it right out. We're dropping it right out. I'm telling you right now, we're dropping it out. So, let me just play with this. What's going on here? Okay, goodbye. Yeah, so we are going to be dropping it from various heights in the video. I'm looking forward to that. Tank's quite tasty though, got to tell you that. And yeah, so you can unscrew this and it becomes a very different looking animal again. Okay, so I've turned it off now. Whew, breathe a sigh of relief not handling that. Last point. With this cage on, not the comfiest mod I've ever held. Not the comfiest mod. So I'm really looking forward to that review in a lot of ways. You still with me? Sticking with me? Shall I do your giveaway now? Just in case you are getting fidgety. If you would like to win this is the Zoom 60 box mod kit from Vape in white, limited edition white. That's how we roll here. So yeah, so you get a tank and a very cool little mod. It is a very cool little mod. Built-in battery. Can I get the mod out? A built-in battery. I liked this thing. It's funky. It's a funky little mod. A funky little mod indeedy. From Vape. So if you want to win this, email me cd_v1ck@hotmail.com. Put giveaway 49 as the title of the email, and put your name and address in the body of the email with the answer to this question. What number vlog is it? What number vlog is this? What number vlog is this? And you could win the Zoom 60 box mod kit from Vape in limited edition white. So yes, so that's that. That's the giveaway. I hope that's okay. What next? What next? What next? What next? What's next? Let's do previously reviewed items. Okay, let's just do them really quick. I love this mod. I love this mod. The Tesla 2/3 3 or 2 battery variable voltage device. Check out the review. Check out the review if you haven't seen it. I really like it. I genuinely like this this mod. I think it's great. I think it's really good. It's debatable as if it's of use to you. Maybe you prefer having a screen, a board, variable wattage, temperature control, all that stuff. It doesn't have any of that. What it does have is really good battery life, really good power output, super simple, super easy to use, and a lot of nice safety features built in as well. And I think it's really well put together in terms of the doors, very clever. The slidey door thing is very clever, and all that stuff, and really cheap as well. Really cheap. Really pleased with Tesla with that one. I really like that mod. I took it to Expo and it was fantastic. But some people don't like it. Some people don't like it because it's hard to compare to something like an RX 200. But yeah, I really like that one. What else? The Pico. Has this got battery in? Oh wow. The Pico 25. Interesting looking, not to everyone's taste, but it does stay true to the Pico style, and you now can fit a 25 mil Ation flush, which is great. And this tank that comes with it in the kit, I think is great. I think the tank is brilliant. So yeah, I really, really like that Pico 25. The Uno from Artery. A cracking mouth-to-lung vape. I'm just messing around with the flow control. There we go. There she is. There she is. A really, really, really good mouth-to-lung vape. This is ace, in my opinion. I don't rave about too many things these days. I try to give positives and negatives of everything that comes through. But I genuinely think that is a brilliant mouth-to-lung vape. and in a super nice format as well. Yeah, that rivals the Nautilus, you know, things like that, things like the Nautilus. All these little pod systems is, you know, it's a better mouth to lung vape than those. It's great, cracking mouth to lung kit. Let's check this is still going. Yeah. What else have we covered? I'm talked out on the cuboid tap. Is what it is. That's up to you. On that one, functionally excellent. Just a bit rah. And the Coolfire Ultra, another solid mod from them, but the same mistakes as previous versions, which is frustrating. So yeah, so that is that. Comments time. Let me know, is it better or worse with the comments at the end? Let me know. We talked about length of review videos in the previous one, and we talked about stress testing of stuff, and that came up a lot in the comments. So Dennis Bagazzetti, I don't know, I'm sorry Dennis. I much prefer your shorter reviews, mate. We cannot reasonably expect YouTube reviewers to conduct any meaningful stress tests beyond normal use over a week or two, just my opinion. Yeah, I think I agree with that in the most part. Graham Spire says, great vlog, Richard. Stay with the way you review, mate. I don't want a drawn out review. Alistair Cameron says, got my Mage Mech from the wife for birthday and love it. It's my first tube mech and I find it so easy to coil, wick and vape. As for stress testing, I don't have the money to go replacing mods and natties, so I'm careful with my gear and I treat it well. Great vlogs as always. Cheers, Vic. Cheers, Alistair. Yeah, I baby my mods as well, which is bad really in terms of reviewing, but it's just the way I am. I'm protective of my stuff. I've never ever lost a mobile phone. I've probably jinxed it now. I've never lost a mobile phone. I've never cracked a screen on a mobile phone. I'm just really protective of my stuff. Should have brought a drink, shouldn't I? Sun is starting to come in as well now. Apologies for that. Yeah, Mage Mech, yes, that's the thing. And yes, I baby my gear as well, which isn't ideal for review stuff because really you want to know how hard wearing it is, but there we go. Speaking of mechs, one thing that I did go and see, one person I did go and see was Big Tom from YouTube, from VT UK, Big Tom. He works for Endless, and Endless have a new mech that looks very interesting to me. I was very, very tempted by it. It's called the Empress from Endless, and it's a 2700 mech, and you can get a matching RDA for it as well, and it's beautiful looking. I'll try and pull up a picture. It's beautiful looking, and it's 2700, you know, the new battery size, the longer battery size, so the amps are slightly better. I think they can be a solid 30 amps, which an 18650 can't really achieve a continuous 30 amps, whereas these can, and the MAR is a bit better as well. The actual battery life of them is a bit better, so perfect for a tube mech. And because they're not that much bigger, it doesn't actually seem that much bigger in the hand as a tube mech as well, so very tempted by that mech indeed. So check that out if you get a chance. The Endless. The Vaping Hillbilly says, I think I figured out how to compare mechs and regulated. Carburetors and fuel injection. You mess around with carbs to get it dialed in and do what you want. Most fuel injections just work without the tinkering. Yeah, I guess so. There is a parallel there. Daz Knight, we talked about the 510 on the Wismec stuff popping out as well. Daz Knight said, if you're gonna yank the atomizer from the 510 and not expect problems, well, that's like me buying a mirror and dropping it on the floor to see if I can break it, and then when it does break, I throw a paddy and blame the manufacturer. I suppose, yeah, I suppose you've got a point. There were some people complaining back when it happened, and it was clear that they dropped the mod. You know, if you drop something, it breaks, then it's on you, innit? Craig Harrison says, Craig Harrison from the Ideal Home Show, the brilliant Craig Harrison. One of the kindest people in vaping, I'll have you know. Review the first thing they send. If it breaks, say so. If you're going to stress test, tell the manufacturer to send 2 and that 1 will be destroyed. If they're precious about that, then review it, but let people know they refuse to send a second unit. There is a big divide with the manufacturers, and I don't know if they just... It might be the fault of the reviewers for not being more honest and pushy about what they need from the manufacturer, but certain manufacturers always send 2 or 3 of a thing. Certain manufacturers only ever send 1, and if you have the slightest problem, you're up slack alley. So yeah, that would be good. Badger from VT UK as well says, Vick goes all blue screen. Stress testing mods? Nah. Certainly don't want to see you pulling off a tank really hard. There's specialist websites for that sort of thing. And Riyadh's rundowns. Oh, it's good to see Riyadh as well. Good to see you, mate, at Expo. Yes, I've changed this look. I don't know what you guys think of it. I couldn't deal with those wonky tiles any longer, so I've changed to this. There's still work to do on it though. It's still not quite right. I've got the lighting to fix a bit. I've got the reverb to fix a bit. I've got picture frames for these pictures, so I'll straighten those out and I'll get them properly mounted on the wall in a frame. I need to sort out the shelf because the bracket is blue and the shelf is beach. I don't know, it's light wood coloured, and the framing, it's all to do, but we're getting there. I think they look better. I think the videos look better, but obviously let me know if they don't. What else where are we at time wise? Oh, we can't do too much longer. Mark Elliott says, not a fan of long reviews. We all know that small channels don't earn as much as big channels, but me personally, I appreciate the time and effort that goes into making these videos, especially when you have a full-time job as well as raising a child and being happily married. Most of the stuff on this channel is not what I'm into, but I enjoy watching these videos. See you next week for a pint. And I did see Marksky for a pint and a curry, and it was good. Yeah, it was good to see you, mate, and I'll see you on Thursday, no doubt, as well. Yeah, it was good. It's good. I agree with all that. It takes us long. It takes us long to do. Believe this or not, it takes as long to do an 8-minute video as it does to do a half-an-hour long video. Obviously not literally in terms of the record, but it's all to do with the edit. It's all to do with the rendering, the processing, publishing, the research, the actual publishing details, thumbnails. The actual time spent with the product is the same, even if you're more concise with your actual final opinion. Believe it or not, Rip Tripper's videos, what are they, like 5-6 minutes long, something crazy like that? He probably spends more time than most people on those videos. That's why he's at the top of the pile statistically. L. Ashton says, if I buy a device and there's a problem with it, I return it. So I'd think getting a new one from a vape company is similar. When you're reviewing things that have had issues that would be part of the review, doesn't seem like anything worth big drama to me. Yeah, I agree with that indeed. Yeah, it just depends on how the manufacturer responds. Like with this mech, coil art just said scratch away the paint on the threads, and it's okay saying that to me, but I hope they're not saying that to consumers that have had that problem, because scratching away at threads is never a good idea. But yes, let's not go too far back into all of that stuff, because no good can come of it. So Expo, good times. It went great. I'm sure the Expo people were delighted about it. Weather was great. Food and drink was fantastic. John in a dress was surprisingly arousing, and everyone had a good time. I like to think. Thanks to everyone that said hi, and thanks to everyone who hung out with us, me, them, and yeah, good times. I hope this vlog was okay. It's a bit off the bit off the hoof. That's not a thing, is it? Bit off the cuff. Because I don't have any notes and I just had loads to show you, including this. I've forgotten to show you something. This is why notes are a good thing. This is Coil Master's new DIY bag. This is their mini. Their DIY kit mini. Loads of people have got the big one. This is their little one if you just want a little one. So you get inside some cotton, winder kit, tweezers, gripper thing, flathead and a Phillips screwdriver. You get some mini pliers, the other part of the turny thing, and some scissors for cutting your wick and all that sort of stuff. In a very funky little case. Very funky little case. So Coil Master continuing to provide handy stuff. Very handy. Took it to Expo. It was on hand in a handy fashion. Hand. Yeah, so Coil Master, link in the description to that from Coil Master. Thank you to them for sending that. And I'm still enjoying that wire. Still really enjoying that wire that they sent. So that's excitingly good as well. Yeah, that's it, I think. That's it. I've been Vaping Vic, and I will see you on the next couple of videos if you choose to stick around. Please do. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.